Do you always feel like you're running out of time? Is there a constant anxious knot sitting at the pit of your stomach because you feel like you're never going to accomplish what you want in life? I would like to propose an idea that may alter your perception of time. When we really get down to the basic elements, time is really just the total amount of energy you expend over a lifetime. So no matter if you live 30 years or 80 years, when your life ends, your ability to produce energy stops. So the total sum of your life is really the quality and quantity of energy you produce. Now, when we think about time management, we should really reimagine this idea into energy optimization. So rather than managing the hours that we have in the day, we manage the quality of energy output throughout a day. When time is viewed as a commodity, it is easier to sacrifice 2 hours of sleep to create 2 more hours for work or time with friends or family. But really, by reducing those 2 hours of sleep, we are reducing our quality of energy expenditure. We already have habits that help us increase our energy output. Most of us are drinking caffeine daily. There are people utilizing supplements like creatine, the most researched supplement on the market, or testosterone to help increase our energy output capacity. Now, with the supplements like creatine and testosterone, our bodies have the natural ability to produce those. Would it be more ideal, rather than supplementing, to enhance our body's ability to naturally produce them? Recently, I had my blood work done, so I want to go over a few of the results and then some complementary research. So my testosterone levels are at 964 ng/dl. Now the normal range is 250 to 1100. Now I'm 32, so my natural testosterone should be at its peak. However, I did utilize steroids on and off, increasing my chances to damage my natural testosterone levels. Now I did always utilize the on-cycle and post-cycle hormone support, but now being natural for 2 years, I did have doubts that I may have damaged natural testosterone. The Veterans Affairs has put out a list of ways that you can naturally increase your testosterone levels. So some of those are as follows: maintain an ideal body weight, exercise, eat well. A study was done to show the correlation between obesity and food choices on natural testosterone levels. The study results suggest that individuals who prefer Western style food, eat out, and eat fewer homemade food are more likely to have an unhealthy body composition, increased visceral fat and decreased skeletal muscle mass, and low serum total testosterone. So now, maybe rather than stopping at a fast food joint just to save a little time on the way to work or some event, it is now more of a focus to utilize tactics like fasting, or to take the time to make food, to eat more nutrient-dense foods to enhance the quality of our energy output. A few of the other recommendations from the Veteran Affairs: avoid tobacco products, avoid excess alcohol, avoid opium pain medications, and then sleep well. In his book, Why We Sleep, Matthew Walker talks about a study. Take a group of lean, healthy young males in their mid-20s and limit them to 5 hours of sleep for 1 week, as a research group did at the University of Chicago. Sample the hormone levels circulating in the blood of these tired participants, and you will find a marked drop in testosterone relative to their own baseline levels of testosterone when fully rested. The size of the hormonal blunting effect is so large that it effectively ages a man by 10 to 15 years in terms of testosterone fertility. Now, beyond just testosterone, let's talk about women's hormones. Findings from studies over the past 40 years of more than 100,000 employed women, those working irregular nighttime hours, resulting in poor quality of sleep, such as nurses who perform shift work, had 33% higher rate of abnormal menstrual cycles than those working regular daytime hours. Moreover, the women working erratic hours were 80% more likely to suffer from issues of subfertility that reduce the ability to get pregnant. 80% more likely to suffer from issues of subfertility. If you'd like to hear more about a healthy lifestyle to optimize your hormones, let me know in the comments below. The next thing I want to talk about is creatinine. Now, creatinine is a metabolite of creatine and is such a byproduct of muscle metabolization. A proportion of creatine also stems from dietary meats intake. Nutrition. Following conversion to phosphocreatine, it serves as a rapidly mobilized reserve of high energy phosphate in the muscle. The total amount of creatinine generated from creatine is determined by the muscle function, meat intake, and de novo generation of creatine. Therefore, the concentration of creatinine measured in the serum represents a balance between creatine production and creatine clearance. So my levels of creatinine were 1.18 mg/dl. Now the normal range is 0.6 to 1.3. So being basically 118 out of 130, I'm on the high range of the normal side. And that being said, I have not supplemented with creatine in probably over a year. I've also removed supplementing with a protein powder within the past couple months. Now, I will admit, I did eat a protein cookie last week, so I may still have some whey in my blood. Now, just to give some super basics on creatine. Creatine is utilized as ATP, which is the most powerful energy generated by the body. An added note on creatine and ATP as it relates to the central nervous system. The brain, which constitutes about 2% of body mass, may spend up to 20% of body's energy consumption. A very high turnover of ATP is therefore necessary to maintain electrical membrane potential, as well as signaling activities of the central and peripheral nervous system. If you'd like to hear more on creatine and the transfer of energy, comment that below. So when we finally start optimizing our energy, now how do we direct that energy? Well, that first really depends on what you constitute as worthwhile in this life. But I will tell you, life will give you boundless amounts of distraction, whether that be social media, whether that be bad relationships of any kind, whether that be spending time in a work or living environment that is literally sucking your life away. Because in the end, when you realize that the quality of your total energy expenditure will define your entire life, it should completely transform the habits you adopt, the people you spend time with, and the entire direction of your life.